Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back, everyone. It was so funny. The other day we recorded in the morning, and I kind of liked my morning voice. We are back to recording late. It is 10:30 at night, so that's actually kind of funny. But what we're actually going to do, we're going to do something very similar to what we did the other day. It's actually going to be a Beth and Viv video slash kind of a Viv video because we talked about Viv in our last video. So timestamps down below. We are going to talk a little bit more about Beth's book, a passage from Beth's book, and we're going to talk a little bit about Viv because we're going to kind of start off with that, then kind of move into the Beth and Viv love story 2022.
Trademark that immediately.
I know, right? So yesterday we did a video. We talked about Viv, and we talked about her talking about two things. She talked about still kind of having effects from COVID, and she also talked about the mental health aspect of the schedule that these athletes are under, and you know that it is a lot.
Yeah.
And then we talked about how she had the break, and actually a lot of people left some great comments kind of talking about things, but then, and since she's been back from the break, the last 3 games, she has been killing it. 3 games, 3 goals. She scored in all 3.
Wow.
Arsenal played Juventus yesterday, Champions League match, and 1-0 Arsenal, and Viv was the winning goal, the goal that Viv scored. And it was a beautiful goal. I was looking at the comment section. Everyone's like, Viv's back. You know, it's good to see. Yeah. But then again, it's appearance for Arsenal. And then, so exciting to see her back. And then Rafaelle Souza also played yesterday. I think that was her first time actually back. I know she was on the sub list last week, I think. So exciting to see them back. Obviously, Beth Mead is still injured. Still going to be injured for a while. I saw her at one of the games, but I wonder, you know, I bet it's hard for her to even watch these games in a way because she wishes she was obviously not injured and out there.
But she also wants to support her team and teammates, you know?
Right. She wants to see them win for them and for the team. And, you know, we're going to, kind of talking about Beth and Viv, we're going to talk a little bit more about one of these passages from Beth's book. And this is one of the passages I thought was one of the cutest moments of the book, to be honest.
Can't get enough.
No. And I also, like always, I want to preface this by saying this is to encourage people to buy the book. I don't want to take away from Beth's book at all. A couple people left comments saying that it is on their Christmas wish list for this book.
Santa's going to be busy this year.
I know. And then I told someone that I want Alex Scott's book maybe on our wish list for Christmas. So Beth's book, like I said, not that I have to point this out, but I just saw a comment today they left the comment today saying in Beth's book, they said they talk about Daan. Beth does talk about not much about Daan, but she kind of just brings her up a couple of times in passing about them getting together and whatnot. That kind of just leads me to, if you buy the ebook, you can search for Danielle Von de Donk or Daan, and it will bring you to every time she brings up Daan. Which I'm like obsessed with that feature. I don't know why. It's like groundbreaking for me.
I think it's been around for a long time.
I think it has too, but I think it's grown.
You know,
but
it's your first ebook, so
I think it is.
Go with the times, honey.
But she does talk about Daan, not very much, but a little. But one of the things she talks about in the book, and she talks about so many things. This moment was really cute in the book. So it's chapter 16, and this chapter, she's talking a lot about the Euros. So she's talking about playing the Euros and just so many things that encompassed, you know, the play on the field, kind of her feelings, even kind of about Viv going to the match against, Viv officially went and wore the Mead jersey. I think it was one against Sweden. And so she talks all about that. Then she talks about a really cute moment that happened. For a little pretext, what happened. So, long story short, this is in the book, but I'm not going to read the passage, but I'm going to kind of set up this thing we're going to read. In 2010, it was Beth's second trip abroad, and it was to play a match in the Netherlands. And her parents went over to the match, and they ended up going, and one of the people that were playing on the Netherlands team was Viv. That's kind of the pretext for what we're going to read this passage. So Beth's parents were there, and Viv's parents were there too, because they're both supporting their kids at this match. So we're going to read a little passage from the book, and it's going to be like a fast forward moment.
The semifinal was special for another reason. It marked the first meeting between my parents and Viv's for 15 years. Remember that game in Zwolle? When I made my England debut for the under 15s, Viv's mum, Caroline, and dad, Renee, had met my parents out there. It felt like things had come full circle. They chatted away happily, remembering those games from 2007. Viv's parents still had them on video, and Viv told me just days ago that she actually vomited the night before her debut because she was so nervous. I waved at them from the pitch the first time I saw Viv's parents, not as their daughter's opponent, but as her girlfriend. They're dating now. Is that okay? Renee asked. If they're happy, I'm happy, Mum replied. I trapped you before the Euros started, Viv said to me on the phone that night. Before I make history, she means. Before everyone wants a piece of me. Before the match that will change my life forever.
I mean, that last sentence, that's a whole other video in itself. We want to start with the part where it's that super cute question, Viv's dad has for Beth's mom. They're dating now. Is that okay? Then Beth's mom, if they're happy, I'm happy. How cute is that? That Viv's dad, in like a super, wholesome, super like,
I feel like that's such a like funny dad thing to say. It's
yeah,
such a dad question.
It's a dad question.
They're dating now. Is that okay?
Is that okay? Like very sweet, wholesome,
Yeah, that's so
making
cute.
sure that's like
Okay.
okay, just like in a very like sweet way, like you know what I mean. I love that moment. That's one of my favorite, not the favorite parts of the book, but just kind of that interaction. It's just like so wholesome. I've never heard that's like the most wholesome moment. And also in that moment too, to be like acknowledging what is going on as well. They're dating now. And that cool, because anytime when you're dating someone, your parents, you always want them to be on the same page about things as well. You know what I mean? Because that makes the whole relationship easier if your parents are on the same page about things.
Right. Being transparent, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, transparent. I think it's an interesting thing that Viv and Beth have been playing on Arsenal for 5 years together. I'm surprised more of the parents maybe don't know each other. I don't know if that's naive of me to think that it's like when you're 10 years old and the soccer moms know each other.
Yeah, I wonder if it's different in professional sport.
Yeah, I would think some of the parents would know each other. I would think actually.
But it's hard because she's from a different country.
Yeah, so I'm sure Viv's parents don't get out to London much to see Arsenal games just because.
Yeah, I'm sure all the British parents know each other
Yeah,
a little bit better.
But yeah, I thought that moment was so sweet, so wholesome, such like Sarah said, a dad moment. And I love Beth's mom's response saying, if she's happy, I'm happy.
Yeah,
because
love
that's
it.
the most mom thing also you can say. All I want is my kids to be happy. I want them to be happy. But then also, I think we might talk about this again, but she goes, I trapped you before the Euros started. Viv said to me on the phone that night. Before I make history, she means before everyone wants a piece of me, before the match that will change my life forever. That's such a striking line as well, I love.
Does she mean I trapped you, like, dating wise?
Like, I got you before everyone wants you. Like, I got you before you're super famous. Like, the whole idea also of, like, I'm going to start dating someone before they're super mega famous and everyone wants them. And, like, I've already got them. You know what I mean? But, and, like, she's also saying that in, like, a very, like, tongue-in-cheek way to be like, I got you.
Yeah.
Which is so funny to think of, too, the idea where what happened to her after the game that they're talking about in the finals. Everyone in the UK knows her now. So Viv really was spot on at that moment. I trapped you before everyone wants a piece of you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. She knew.
I think that's a striking line. I trapped you. I love that. Then, like I said, very, very...
Sexual.
Yeah. Very... No! But I love that. So this book is a hot read. Everyone, if it's not on your Christmas list,
It should be.
It should be, exactly.
At the top.
There was also a cute picture that Beth, it was on Beth's Instagram, and we talked about it. Beth is probably still gutted just about everything that's happened, but she put a cute picture on Instagram. It is Viv putting up the tree or trimming the tree.
Trimming.
Do people still say that?
No.
And then it looks like she's watching a World Cup match. It says, the perfect combo. Love, a tree, a football. Hey, perfect combination, right?
Just need some good food and that's a date.
Exactly. They need like some hot wings or something. Do they eat those in the UK?
Some Nando's.
So that was a cute picture. And, you know, it's nice to see Beth being able to post those. You know, she's doing, you know, as good as can be. You know, but it's a cute picture of Viv. So what did everyone think about that passage from Beth's book? I mean, how cute of a moment is that? And would your parents do that? Like I don't think my dad would ever say that. My dad would be like, my dad wouldn't, because he knows I wouldn't want him to say that. You know what I mean? But my dad would be Beth's mom in that response, be like, yeah, whatever, you know, they're happy, I'm happy. But I love that question. So what did everyone think? That moment was so cute and so wholesome. I just love it. And then Viv, Viv looking really good. 3 goals in the last 3 games. Love to see that. Arsenal won. And what did everyone think of that match? And what did everyone think about the line about Viv trapping her? And, you know, such a cute, that context is so iconic at this point. So questions, comments down below. What did everyone think? And like I said, pick up Beth's book because it's a hot one.
Stay snazzy.
Talk to everyone later. Have a great night.